What's going on, guys? Gone for you again, as usual, bringing you a subscriber picked team. I think he was over 10 likes. He had on his comment. He said 0405 Barca team. So here it is. This team, in my opinion, is one of the greatest teams, if not possibly the greatest team ever. I rate this team a lot more highly than the team they got now, simply because back then football they played was a lot simpler, and they obviously proved they could still win trebles and more trophies, and they had someone special who was probably at the time my favourite player, and probably a lot more people's favourite player, because he was just incredible. He was just unreal, crazy, amazing. But anyway, it's quite late for a start, so obviously I'm not shouting and stuff, just so you might understand. But we'll start off with Victor Valdez. Yeah, he's been there for a while now. Decent keeper. Who was there before him? I can't forget who was there before him, but yeah, he's a good keeper. He's a good keeper on FIFA as well, to be fair. He's had his ups and downs, really. He isn't. I wouldn't put him in a world-class bracket. Like, he's not in the same boat as Casillas, Cech, Neuer, those sort of keepers, but he's definitely up there. He's probably just a tier below. If it was up to me, I wouldn't have him in the Barca team. I think he's only there because he's come through the years, through the development and stuff. But yeah, he's not one of my favourite keepers. Good keeper though, does the job, I suppose, and the chemistry obviously is amazing when he's been there since he was young. But we'll move on to the captain anyway, Puyol. I think he's getting worse as the seasons are going on, because this year I think he's been terrible. He's made so many mistakes. He made a mistake against Real Madrid, the title contender game, really, Real Madrid Barca, when Khedira scored that goal. If any of you are watching, he made a big mistake, and I just think he's getting worse and worse, really. He's nothing without PK as well. With PK helps out, and PK is so much better, I think, in my opinion. Some of you may think different, but it's just what I think. I think PK is a lot better. He's faster as well. Puyol's very slow. One thing I can give Puyol is he's obviously very loud as a captain. Obviously he's good at motivating the changing room at half-time and stuff, and he's got an amazing header, and he is a decent defender, I suppose. He is a very good defender, but I don't think he's as good as he used to be. He's losing it as each season goes on. But yeah. Back 0405, I think Puyol was an absolute tank. So yeah, it's just the seasons are taking its toll on him now. But anyway, we'll come across to Marquez. A lot of you might remember he looks a lot younger as he's getting older in his picture there. He used to have longer hair and stuff and a beard. But very good player when he played. I remember him back then. He was more of a midfielder back around about now, but yeah, he turned into a defender. I'm not sure if he was a midfielder this season or a midfielder next season, but he was always like more of a CDM player. Very good player though back then. I can't really remember much of him, but I remember he was one of the names that you'd know if you were looking at a Barcelona team. He was one of the ones who was always on the team sheet. Good player. Did the job, obviously. Come across to this guy. I haven't really got much to say about him. I had to pick him because there was other players like obviously Giovan Broncos. There was another guy called Sushai or something like that. They were two like starters, but obviously they're not on my team. They've both retired. But Van Broncos was obviously the official left back. But this guy, I think he had 1 or 2 starts this season. He's okay on FIFA. He's just a silver player. Gold, non-gold rare actually. Not much to say about him really though, but if he was in Barcelona team he must have been quite decent. Obviously come across to this guy, I don't really know much of neither. Damir Perez, had to use him, obviously he was in the squad at the time. I haven't really got much to say about him, lads. 69 silver card on FIFA. Yeah, that's about it really. Come on to Thiago Motta. A lot of you will remember him. He's had an absolute brilliant career in my opinion. He's played for some of the best teams in the world at the time. He played for Monaco when they were in their prime. He's played for Inter Milan when they were in their prime. He's played for Roma when they were doing well. He's he went back to Monaco actually to finish. No, wait there. No, I'm on about someone else. But yeah, he's had a brilliant career. He's at Paris Saint-Germain now, and they're pretty decent at the moment. Probably one of the best French teams. So he's had a brilliant career. Obviously, he's been at Barcelona as well. Obviously he was at Barcelona when they were in their prime. So overall, he's had an amazing career. His nationality has changed. He used to say he was Brazilian, but now he's Italian. So obviously, he never got in the Brazilian team, and Italy obviously called him up. But he's a very good player actually. He's more of a CDM than a CM. I've got him CM here, but he's more of a CDM. The reason I haven't got him all in their right positions and in some of them in the right formation is because I just build these teams. I'm probably going to make a series out of it actually, just to go back and reminisce, and just because the subscribers seem to like him a lot. A lot of people do take to him very well, so I'll be doing more of these. But anyway, we'll move on. Come to Xavi. Xavi and Iniesta, who both play now, who are like two of the best players in the Barcelona team now, both played back then as well. But Iniesta wasn't really a starter back then. It was more Xavi was starting, obviously because he's older as well. But yeah, Xavi, he's starting to lose it a bit now. He's starting to get subbed a lot. He's still a very, very good player. He's still probably got one of the best passes ever seen, and to this day, he's still got it. But obviously, he's losing his fitness. He's getting older, and I don't think he'll be at Barcelona for much longer. He has been there since his career started. Him, Puyol, Messi, Valdez, Iniesta, quite a few of them have been there since they were very, very young in the development squad and stuff. That's possibly why their team is been dominating for so many years, is because they've got players who have come through the development and have stayed with the same team, and it's just obviously worked through the years. But yeah, Xavi's been one of the best players. Like, as you can see, he's got a 92 rating on FIFA. He's one of the highest rated players on FIFA. Brilliant player, Xavi. He's been one of my favourite players through the years to watch. He's just got, his pass is incredible. Been one of the best centre mids, top 5 centre mids in the world for about 3-4 years. Yeah, great player, Xavi. Now we come to the man, Ronaldinho. He's actually still got it on FIFA. He's still pretty sick as well. I love using him on FIFA, but back in 04, 05 and 05, 06, this guy was the best player in the world in my opinion, and a lot of you all agree. A lot of you might remember his toe poke against Chelsea, which won goal of the season. Brilliant goal. Just a brilliant player really, Ronaldinho. Absolutely just love to watch him. Every game he'd score goals upon goals. Oh, Ronaldinho, I just loved him. Thought he was amazing. There's so much to say about him really. He's still to this day probably the most skillful player ever witnessed. He's created so many skills, like the flick flack was his, I think. He's just got skills upon skills. But this guy was one of the main players in this team. He was a midfielder and he was like one of their top goal scorers. Used to love watching him play in the Champions League and stuff. He used to terrorise teams. But yeah, Ronaldinho, he's had an amazing career for Barcelona. Loved watching every game I've seen of him. But yeah, we'll move on anyway. We'll come to Ludovic Giuly. Now I remember him back in the day. I remember him when was it him? Was he in the team that played against Arsenal? I'm not sure, but he used to be a very, very good player. He's a right wing. He's just finishing out his career now, I think. How old is he? Yeah, he's 30 something now. Absolute brilliant player back in the day for Barcelona. Another one I used to enjoy to watch. A regular starter on the team sheet. He was like one of the Ronaldinhos, the Eto'os, the Xavis. He was just one of those. The Valdez. He was always on the team sheet. Giuly. Don't really know what to say about him much. I can't think back to watching him play that much, but yeah, every time Barcelona played, he was playing. I just can't remember much what he's done, but he's obviously had a brilliant career. Where is he now? He's the one I think who's finishing his career off at Monaco. One sec, let me just check. Yeah, he is. He started off at Monaco, and he's just had a brilliant career. Now he's just finishing his career back off at Monaco, which I think is a good thing to do. Finish your career off at the team you started off with. Obviously, him being French as well, just doing his team a favour. Honestly, do any of you remember when Monaco got relegated? Because in my eyes, they were one of the best teams in the world at one point when they were like in the Champions League final and stuff. And now they're in League 2. So I was quite shocked at seeing that. But yeah, leave a comment on what you think about that. But we'll move on to Messi. Now Messi was originally a left wing back then. Didn't really get many stats back in the day, obviously. He was just young. And he wasn't really known as established as nothing like he was now. He's an absolute immense player now for Barcelona. He's their best player, obviously. One of the best out of him and Ronaldo for best player in the world. I'm obviously a big Ronaldo fan, so I'm going to go with Ronaldo, but Messi is definitely a contender for best player in the world now. Back then, he didn't even start. He's not the official starter for this team. Obviously, I've had to include him because of what he is like now, and someone else who would be playing there has retired. I can't think who it was. But yeah, he's what was I going to say? Yeah, Messi, he wasn't that good back then. Sorry guys, I'm thinking because I thought I forgot Deco then, but I'm not sure he was in the team. Actually Deco was in this team. I've actually left him out, I have, lads, because obviously I've gone with these three. But yeah, you could include Deco as well. I think I've got him in my squad somewhere. Let me just double check. Oh no, I haven't got him. But yeah, Deco was also in this team. But anyway, we'll carry on. Yeah, Messi, what he is, he's nothing like he was back then. Back then he was just a casual sub. Like they'd bring him on every now and then. He was proper young. But now obviously everyone knows what Messi's like. But we'll move on anyway because I could just talk for hours about Messi. Come on to Eto'o. Brought him in form just to show you, lads. Absolute tank Eto'o was. He was probably the best striker in the world at the time, or one of them anyway. I definitely consider him top 5. He was their top goal scorer this season and the season after. Eto'o, he was just so fast and he was just such a handful. But as you can see, him and Ronaldinho and a few more are still going strong to this day. And a lot of people would think, their careers are over now, but clearly they're not. He's obviously going in form, so he's still doing well in the Russian league. He could probably still get into any team he wanted Eto'o. He's such a good player and always has been a good player. But yeah, originally guys, I was going to do the 05-06 Barca team because the 05-06 team was the team that won the treble. They won the La Liga, the Super Cup or the Spanish Cup, one of them, and they also won the Champions League obviously. But there was too many players who had retired from last season, so I had to come back to this season where obviously I could include the full team. But if you could just leave a comment on what team you want me to do next, I'll probably turn this into a series, and you can just hear me waffle on about what I thought about these old teams. But it's always good to look back and have a good reminisce. But yeah, leave a comment on what team you want me to do next. I've had quite a few suggestions so far, but if someone leaves a comment and it goes top comment, because a lot of you want to see it, that'll be the one I'll do. So yeah, if you could leave a like as well, that'd help me out a lot. But I'm out anyway, guys. Peace.